Make yourself look decent, Frank.
I'm getting there, right?
I haven't seen you in like over almost 5 months.
5 years. Haven't seen anybody. We're still living in caves because of the COVID. There's no end in sight. I don't really care. I still have to go to work because my job was one of the jobs that they allowed you to go to work. Thanks a lot.
Frank, you're essential.
Yeah, essential. Yeah, no, it's fine. It gets me out of the house. I love it.
And everyone's wondering what you've been up to. You haven't, no more Ask Frank videos.
Okay,
you don't like do podcast videos anymore. So
well, that was that I'm not sure the reasons, but you don't care about that. Yeah, so I would do this once in a while. No worries. I mean, everybody's so bored anyway. I mean, you can't do anything. Oh, remember I used to tell you kids, go outside, do stuff and whatever, and now I'm telling you the opposite. Don't go outside, don't do anything.
They should have went out and did things before, because now you can't. You can't travel anywhere anymore.
Remember when it all ends, how you want to maybe experience, something else. But now it's a good time for the screen and to be safe. And remember, you're young, maybe you won't get that sick. That's not the point. How about your neighbor, your grandmother, or whatever? So you got to be conscious of other people, which is usually a good way to go a little bit. So
you want to take some questions?
Sure.
Because people ask every week, hey, what's Frank doing? Hey, do you not talk to Frank? I say, yeah, I talk to Frank, but things change. We did Ask Frank. We did like 30 episodes of it.
That's right. Things change.
I've known you here since I came here for like 11 years. I've been hanging out with you. This is from Brandon. What is the most valuable and also most rare CD in your collection?
Wow, I don't know if I have rare CDs. I have John Mayall Blues Breakers with Eric Clapton. That's an old one. And Super Session. Mike Bloomfield on one side and Steve Stills on the other, with Al Cooper arranging and playing keyboards and singing.
Yeah, you don't track the value usually of the CDs.
No, I either like the music or I don't like the music. I don't care about that. I'm not a collector in that way. I had some valuable discs. I had the Jethro Tull stand-up album that actually had the cardboard cutout that was like a pop-up book. So when you opened it, they stood up. Stand up. Yeah.
Did you think about growing a quarantine beard during all this?
No. I look like Gabby Hayes with a beard.
Who? Abby Hayes?
Gabby.
Who's that?
Who was like a sidekick for Roy Rogers in the 40s. He's an old man with a white beard, and I think if I grew a beard, that's what I'd look like.
Madonna, Sharon Stone, or Debbie Moore? You can make the man choose. You like
Debbie
Moore voice?
With the new enhancement is more like my alley, but okay. I don't know.
She's got that voice like this.
I love that too, but I don't know about I'll go Demi then. Fake boobs and all.
She's the youngest one out of all of them.
You'll see, that's another reason. And she has a husky voice.
She has that voice like this. What's your view on all this COVID stuff? Are you anti-mask, pro-mask? Should things have been shut down? What do you think?
Okay.
Frank?
First of all, to be anti-mask is like so stupid, because even as a non-doctor, they're telling me that droplets spread. So I can understand how a mask does not stop a certain amount of that. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're looking at as percentages. There's nothing 100% in this life.
It's math, right?
And you cut down. So if everyone wore a mask in public and stores, it would just be better for everyone. And I don't see the freedom issue. I mean, that's like, I'm going to drive my car 90 miles an hour on the freeway and just smash into some car because I wanted to get there.
Well, that's the thing. I said
it's so stupid.
Well, I said like drunk driving. I guess you have the freedom to do that, but we have laws against it
because it's not right.
Yeah, you put people at risk.
And look.
You're a communist, though, for saying that, Frank.
No one believes that.
Some people say that.
Well, that is like this anti-science
anti-intellectualism.
It's like this was something that I read about as a kid in the 60s in a book that was written in the 40s called 1984.
Oh.
And it was about stuff like this, like you turn against like science because it isn't the answer you want. It's like I went to the doctor and he said that I needed to have an operation because I had something wrong with my intestine. No, I punched him in the head because it wasn't the answer I wanted. I mean, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
And wearing a mask is such a simple thing.
It's not the point, Frank. It's my right. I don't want to do it.
Your right to be stupid. I guess it's okay.
Yes.
But
Yes.
what about your mom or your grandmother?
Oh, well, they're too old. It's their time to go anyway. They don't
Aunt
understand.
Jenny or...
They can die. They've lived a long life. They don't care.
Okay. Just take that and then listen to yourself.
Ah.
Listen to yourself. Be like that.
This is from that Ransom Lewis. Have you grown any new plants or cross species lately?
Yeah, I'm growing some new plants. Yeah.
Some medicinal purposes?
Yeah, medicinal purposes only. And yeah, because it's legal in California.
This is kind of not a dour one. How does Frank think, this is from Ghibli Seth, how does Frank think the U.S. will look in a year from now? Will we bounce back or have a crippling economic depression? Well, a lot of things might change in a year. You have a new president. You might have new things going on.
Yeah, I think in a year... Okay, I'll go out on a limb. Things are going to be different. No. Okay, I think if people are smart and maybe they come up with some kind of an antibody or vaccine, that would be the biggest thing. A vaccine changes the whole game plan. But then there's also antibody, blood work, and herd immunity. And I don't know what... The information on the virus changes so often. But I'm a glass half full guy, and I'm hoping that in a year from now things will be better.
Sure.
I mean, that's all I could say.
This is from Sheldon. What kept you sane during the pandemic, and did you miss Pat?
Yeah, of course I miss Pat. I mean, he drives me nuts, but I only get what I get from him, and that's why I like different kinds of people. Because whatever he's got to tell me or talk about, no one else does, so I miss that. I miss going to the swap meet. I'm still not there yet. To me, it looks like the worst thing you could do.
Which is funny because
touch everything.
Tell everyone how you called me wanting to go. Then by the end of the phone call, you're like,
I talked myself out of it.
When you first call, let's go, and you're like,
it's like skydiving. It's like skydiving. I'm all in, and all of a sudden I realize what's the distance we're jumping out of? Yeah. So yes, and then what have I been doing? I have such a simple life that I haven't done. The only thing I haven't done is gone down to the avenue where the bars are and tipped a pint with my friends because I miss that. I like to be with the guys and tip a pint. I haven't gone to any live performances of any kind, and at least 3 things I was lined up for have gotten canceled. But I did go camping because about a month ago you could go to Arizona and there were some primitive campsites that were open and the trailheads were open. So I went away for almost a week and it was pretty good.
Nice.
That was good. But the rest of it, I just go to work every day. I'm by myself most days, and then I have my helper, my partner, whatever, and he's sort of the same boat, and we just go to work every day. That's all I can do.
This is from Helen, who first says, "Hi Frank, glad to see you're doing good. Well, so what's your least favorite thing that has come from 2020 so far?" And there's a lot to choose from this year.
Okay, here we go. Let's reel them off. 2020. No NCAA wrestling. No baseball. No visiting my daughter and my grandson. My ex is going to get remarried. What else can go wrong? That's basically it. Plus, I had a camping trip also planned to the Sequoias, not going. No, tough year for me as far as what I had planned.
Well, the world in general, though, has been pretty hard.
Yeah, no, and I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'm old. I should be in danger. I'm not so far. Knock on wood.
Don't get closer.
And I'm able to work, which I need the money. A lot of people are suffering and can't go to work, so I can't complain too much. Plus, I also had some irons in the fire, as opposed, because I like to be around women. But of course now they are way ahead of the curve because they've been practicing social distancing from me for about 2 years. So, so I must be dating like really smart women because they were way ahead of the curve on that. But of course now it's impossible to me to talk to anyone without a mask on, and you have to be at whatever Lance length. You know what I mean?
I'm about 8.5 feet away right now.
Yeah, right. It still doesn't feel safe.
Is social distancing the new? I have to shampoo my hair, I have to wash my hair as an excuse.
Oh no! You don't even ask now because what are you going to do? Now I know all the upticks has been the kids in their 20s, and I don't blame you, but because you feel you're not going to get that sick, you miss physical contact. That's what humans like. I don't blame you, but you got to be real, real careful. And it's not about you. It's about endangering older relatives or neighbors.
Or people that are...
Or just random.
Immunocompromised, which could be people of any age.
Just random. So I don't, try to be smart about it. But I understand if you miss your girlfriend. Jeez. I get that. I really do.
Well, I think people are fudging the rules when it comes to friendships.
Is that what they're calling it now? What are you doing over there? We're fudging the rules a little bit.
This is from Wonder Rob. Hey Frank, my dryer stopped drying. Should I pay a handyman to fix it or just buy a new one? What?
Okay, it depends. If you have a totally mechanical old dryer, you can get them fixed really cheap, $60, $70. And the guy can fix it because it's more like a mechanical. But if it's digital and all that, just shit can it and buy a new one.
This is from Momo. What's he been up to? Ask Frank what he's been up to and how he's been killing time in the age of a certain virus.
I've been doing basically the same thing. I'm watching, of course, no live sports. So I'm watching, of course, you know me, old movies. And I do watch some tapes of some sports that I can watch a little bit. Combat sports I can watch even though I know the outcome. Because I like the technique. Wrestling, boxing, not pro wrestling, college wrestling,
UFC's
boxing, UFC. Yeah. I can, even if it's a tape and I know who's going to win, I still can watch it. Very difficult to watch team sports if I know the score. Unless, of course, if the Yankees are going to win or something like that. But yeah, and then I like old movies and music, and I go to work, and that's it.
This is from @Wolverine. Which is better, you being named after an adjective or a noun?
What's that?
What's better, you being named after an adjective or a noun?
Wow, I don't get it.
Well, Frank is an adjective.
Oh, as an adjective. I guess a noun. A noun. Let me be frank with you.
What are your 3 favorite authors? That's from Ollie. Do you have 3 favorite authors at all?
Authors or authors?
Authors.
Let's see. Famous authors. I like Raymond Chandler and Melville.
Like Hemingway?
And Hemingway, yeah.
Oh, Hemingway.
Yeah, Hemingway's really
kind
good.
of a downer, some of his books. But
yeah, but, such is life. You know what I mean?
This is from Victoria, and Mr. Miyagi's broke-ass grandson both asked this. Frank, did you get to watch any favorite TV shows or movies during quarantine? If so, which ones? And any new music you discovered over the quarantine? So did you discover anything new for music? And what were your favorite TV shows to watch or movies?
Okay, the new music I discovered was basically old music. It was some jazz, Thelonious Monk. And I also taped the Jazz Festival from 1958 and heard a lot of new, not new, but new to me, so that was good. Then the TV shows, I was able to induce a friend of mine to go online, and I have the entire Kung Fu series now, and Rocky and Bullwinkle, which I love, of course. So yeah, I've been watching those.
Press A to Mecca asks, Frank, are you two still friends? We haven't seen him in a video for a while. See, some people think that because you're not in a video means that you hate me now.
No, I don't ever I can't hate you, and you have a lot of good qualities. There's a lot of stuff we don't see eye to eye about, but that's good to talk to people that have different opinions and not kill them. That's why
I think we see eye to eye on most things.
Yeah, a lot of things we do, but it's good to have a discussion too, and without it ending in someone killing someone, because we're Americans and we have to live with that. That's what we do here.
Prince of Eternity asked if you're keeping up with wrestling during the pandemic, since I know how much you love it deep down. I think he means pro wrestling, Frank.
No, I don't watch pro wrestling at all. To me, it's roided up stuntmen with a predetermined outcome.
They're not roided anymore.
That's like cheering for Matt Damon in a Bourne movie and think he's the best karate guy in the world. Okay, but I do love college and international, and of course they're repeating stuff. And like I said, I could watch combat sports even though I know the outcome, but a lot of them I forgot or didn't see, so I'm watching that. So I am watching some Olympic and college wrestling, yes.
Free Candy asks, how do you feel about baseball coming back?
I'm very happy. I just hope it'll work and we can get to the end and have a World Series as asterisk-y as it can be. But I also think that it's almost a tougher tournament, because given the urgency of the season, and then they're going to treat virus guys as injuries, and you still have to make it through all the playoffs, and it'll be an accomplishment, though different.
Sure.
That's the way I'm looking at it. Plus, I just like to watch baseball games, so I'll watch.
Lucy says, no question, just want to wish Frank and everyone in the crew good health. Ross says, have you missed the flea market and/or Pat?
Okay, Lucy, thank you very much, and same to you and your family. Hope you're all safe and not struggling too much, because I have no idea what you guys do for a living and if you lost your job or whatever, because it's tough, because you still have bills to pay and life to live. And who was the other guy? What did he say?
Have you missed the flea market?
Yes, I missed the flea market, because right before it all closed down, I hadn't been there in a while, and it was sort of fun, and I always look to want to find music or movies or books or whatever. So, and I was all jacked to start going, every so often, and then they'd shut it down. Now I'm afraid to go, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Carl asked, what has been bringing you joy during quarantine? Plants? Birds?
Yeah, working in the garden, a lot of nice birds. I've gone hiking too, which is nice because there's less people, so there's more sort of action, which has been an upside. So that's been fun. The thing I miss about it the most is not to be with people, because you know me, I live on that. I live on the social contact. I'm shriveling up. I need to be around people and, have a beer and joke with my friends and, whatever. And I'm starving for that. Starving for the social contact.
Matt asks, favorite thing you've ever found at the swap meet? Wow.
I don't know. One of the board Avalon Hill games.
One of the board games?
That was fun.
I got
and then, of
20
course, there's probably so many random CDs or movies that I couldn't believe were there for me to buy. Jason and the Argonauts and, Let It Be and, different discs I couldn't believe. I found Mountain Climbing, Mississippi Queens on that one. Maybe you heard that song. In a tray where they only had like 12 other discs, and it was all stuff from like the 80s or 90s, and then buried in there was this album from like 68. You know what I mean? It was like incredible. Like that kind of thing is always fun.
It's like me finding that rare game, because I have them all, but I find one every once in a while I don't have.
Yeah, no, that's the fun of it.
This is from CRT Pixel. Frank, what do you plan on doing first? The first thing you plan on doing once we get a vaccine?
Looking for broads. I gotta look for some girls.
Well, they can't use the excuse anymore. They can't use the excuse social distancing anymore.
Right, and I'm hoping there's got to be a couple that are just as jacked up as I am at this point. So No, seriously, just to be out and about with people and my friends and hang out like it's just normal, you know what I mean? Like World War II's over, we could put the lights on again, you know what I mean? Like that.
Chris asked, what was your go-to song and beverage, adult or otherwise, during the pandemic when you need to relax and clear your mind?
Oh, I've been listening. Oh, okay. I put Fresh Cream on. It's the first Cream album. And, well, I've been drinking beer the whole time anyway. So, that would be it. But, yeah, I like the old music. Just like, wow. I mean, it's probably not a really long time. We're just so spoiled. We just think any inconvenience is an affront, to our nature. But it's probably make everybody a little bit tougher. I hope people are more patient maybe, or realize the value in all the little things that we're missing, which don't seem like a lot, but of course
Sure.
you miss it, so you realize, oh wow, maybe there's value in this.
Comic Book John asks, who's your favorite comic creator that's not Stan Lee or Jack Kirby?
Comic creator.
Yeah.
Well, Bob Kane
Bob Kane.
did Batman, and Bill Everett, who did a lot of Marvel.
The old Marvel stuff.
He was involved, I think, in Captain America and the Submariner, and Hawkman too. Maybe not, but yeah, some of those older guys. Yeah.
This is from that guy with the Game Boy camera. How has the appearances in Flea Market Madness changed your life?
I don't know, not that much. I guess random people will talk to me on the street, but of course we don't want to do that anymore. So, no, I'm kidding. But yeah, maybe just people coming up to me randomly in like airports and street. One time I had a guy from AAA get out of the tow truck and knew me.
You never told me that.
Yeah, he knew who I was.
You never told me that. Were you freaked out or just like, oh?
No, I was like, oh wow, yeah, you like that? He goes, oh yeah. And of course I got tricked out a little bit extra.
But you got a little free benefits.
I always get stuff for free.
See? That wasn't all bad, Frank.
No, it isn't all bad. That's not what I was saying.
This is from Tim A. Johnson. Frank has been on this planet for a long time. How does he feel about what's going on?
Well,
does this compare to any other part of your life in terms of...
No, because there was never anything that shut everything down. I was born after World War II, and the Depression, which affected, everyone. There wasn't anything really like that. I guess 9/11, but that was fleeting compared to this. And it wasn't like you couldn't
do things,
hang out with your friends or go to the movies or something. But this is way different than anything, and I just hope people are smart about it and we get over it, which we will, and maybe they'll learn something about the society, because there's the other thing going on too.
Yeah, I mean...
the justice thing, which is a long time coming. And
does it feel different between the social unrest now and in the 60s that you remember? It feels different?
People think it's all freaked out, but it's way, way less confrontation, violence.
Less now.
Oh, way less. Oh, God. Yeah. I remember even in Newark, they had the National Guard making a perimeter like it was a war zone. I mean, guys in combat uniforms with loaded rifles.
On the streets of Newark.
Yes, in jeeps and tanks and shit.
Wow, okay.
A lot different than this, and a lot more violent from both sides. So this is more like a justice thing, and I think, people of color are just saying, okay, that's enough now. They don't want anything extra, which is what white people say. Oh, they want something for... They don't. They just want to be treated the same. Let's be treated the same under the law. That's all anyone is looking for. And to be safe in their neighborhood and have a job and have their kids be safe. many people, that's all they're looking for. That's all they're looking for. And it's about time we sort of saw that. I mean, you can't keep shooting down unarmed black people in the street. It's enough now. Enough. It's enough.
All right. Anything else you want to add? I think that's one of the last questions I saw that are probably pertinent to ask here. Someone asked, why aren't you his dad? I would argue maybe he is. You don't know what Frank's been around a lot in the 60s and 70s.
Who's dad? Your dad?
No, someone on Twitter said, why aren't you my dad? Some random person asked that.
I don't know. Well,
there's always a chance.
There's always a chance. But I'd have to get the timing and more info. But yeah, no, I mean, you're always cooler when, like, you could be an uncle or a friend. Your dad's going to be a little harsher on you because he cares about you more, and he's going to do stuff wouldn't do to another person. Advice, punishment, guidance, pressure, whatever. That's all different from your parents. You just have to, learn to get along, hopefully. Is that it?
That's about it, Frank. Any last words? We're going to get through this, right? We're going to get through this year?
Yeah.
Is this the weirdest year you've experienced in your 7 years?
It's different because it's the whole world, not just a country, a city, a family, and it's a thing that keeps us all separated. Like, even in a world war, we still could go to the store, go to work, or go to a movie.
Still had sports going on.
And it would still have sports going on, and everything else would be the same. We'd have this hanging over our head, and we'd be worried, but it's not the same thing. And I think the separation of people not being able to just go about their normal lives is what's upsetting everybody. But you just have to be tough and smart for a little while, and then of course they'll blow the whistle and you can be stupid for a week, but you know what I mean. But try to learn something out of it. Maybe you gotta look for something that is better after this because of this, and I'm not sure what that is, but you'll see it. You'll see that. Maybe there'll be less traffic because maybe people now that have jobs can work at home 2 or 3 days a week, and they stagger the traffic pattern, or they spend more time with their family because they're home, but they still get work done. So maybe that's something, a simple thing, that comes out of it. I don't know.
Silver linings.
What else we got in this life? I mean, come on. What else is there?
All right, that's a good place to end. Thanks, Frank, for this update. Thanks for cooking dinner. I'm trying to keep 8 feet away from you as best I can.
Yeah, because he smells. He didn't shower, I don't think.
All right, Frank.
All right,
Take
bye.
care.